Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
Minister of Information.
Next question. Minister.
Did you wake me up?
Minister.
Did you wake me up?
Minister.
Why did you wake me up?
Minister. Wake up.
Minister of Information. All I'm offering is the truth. The minister.
The ministers.
I want the truth!
The minister.
You can't handle the truth.
M.O.I.
Minister.
Without knowledge of sin.
Minister.
Minister of Information. M.O.I.
Who taught you to hate yourself?
1,000 ministers.
M.O.I. podcast.
What up? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Minister of Information, man. I'm back in the building. Let's get it. Hey, listen, I'm gonna try to bring y'all some goddamn heat every chance I get it. Hold on. Oh, I'm on Facebook. Boom. Yeah, glad I'm back teaching. Listen, I hooked my Facebook page up to my shit. Listen, I'm telling y'all, man, just stick with your boy daily, piece by piece. I'm gonna make my channel the shit. Okay, I ain't worried about nobody else and what they doing. All right. Facebook is in the building. My YouTube is popping off. I'm excited, man. So listen, y'all, go ahead and get your pens and your papers and your pads. You already know how we do it. Get yourself ready. It's 10:24, so hopefully you got the kids sleep, or at least getting ready for shul tomorrow, or school, as we say. Let me get my stuff queued up real quick. Get y'all pen and y'all pad, baby. We about to go in. We's about to go in. We about to go in. And I got a PowerPoint. I'm covering PowerPoints, family. So any of these PowerPoints that you want to check out, hit me up. Let me know what's popping. Hold on, let me check my Facebook. Facebook going crazy right now. Let me see what's going on Facebook, because I haven't did anything from this page in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So let me just see what's popping on Facebook. Give me 1 second, family. Let me see. Facebook checking in with me one time for the one time. Oh wow. So this, yeah, I'm gonna have to correct some stuff on Facebook, man, because I don't want all my pages showing on here. When I go live on Facebook, it shows all my pages. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So let's just remove them right quick. Refresh the page. Boom. There it is. All right. Facebook. What's up, Facebook? My Facebook watchers, my YouTube watchers. Man, we doing it now, boy. I'm excited. Y'all. I'm excited. Um, so I'm just giving y'all the opportunity to get your pen and your pad together. All right. Look, I'm over here screaming on Facebook and YouTube. I should have pulled my Instagram up, but listen, all my Instagram followers got to bring their ass over to YouTube now, because y'all know the difficulties I had on Instagram. Instagram be tripping on your boy. Instagram be cutting me short, the feed, all kind of crazy on Instagram. So now we over here on YouTube. This is the M.O.I. podcast, events information on YouTube. Thank you for checking in with your boy. Make sure you subscribe, smash that subscribe button. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. I have a goal, family. I have a goal for this page, and my goal is to have 10,000 subscribers by December. You may say, "Oh, that's insane." No, it's not. It's very doable. With your help, we can do it. With your help, we can do it. With your help, we can do it. I see everybody out there, man. I'm gonna definitely shout y'all out. What's going on, Jada Williams? Is that it? Oh, Jada Wilson. Sorry, Jada Wilson. Jada Wilson, what's going on? Checking in one time. Who else we got popping, man? Facebook. Look, Facebook lit, boy. I like this. Facebook is lit, boy. I know that's right. Facebook is on it, boy. There we go. Everybody tapping in. Everybody tapping in. And I'm gonna tell you what's happening. Right now, they're probably just getting my messages from Instagram, because I went on Instagram before I went live, and just I blasted my Instagram. I'm going live right now. Check in with your boy, or whatever the case is. So all my faithful IG followers right now checking in with me. Listen, if you're on this channel, Make sure you subscribe. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all already know what it is, man. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all know what it is, boy. Let's pop it off, man. So listen, before we get into this measure, I definitely need to pull up some information right quick and share it with the family. Where it go? Here we go, right here. October 7th through the 8th, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm doing a dope ass event, man. Knowledge and Enlightenment Seminar. This is a lot knowledge and enlightenment. It's a seminar. It's not a retreat. All right, so don't come. It's not a vacation. I'm gonna um I'm going to turn this whole situation in Atlanta to a whole university. So it's a university weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're teaching. We got lectures. We got breakout sessions. Pen and pad is necessary right here in Atlanta. I'm going to rent an Airbnb. So there's going to be opportunities for you to stay at the crib. If you want to stay in a hotel in Atlanta, guess what, family? That Monday is a holiday anyway. It's Christopher Colombo Day, aka National Indigenous Day. Shouts out to all my indigenous, aborigine, Native Americans out here holding it down, doing their thing. Shouts out to the brothers who do great work talking about the Native American diaspora or the so-called Negroes, because y'all know I'm not an out of Africa theory person. I don't rock with the out of Africa theory at all. So shouts out and salute to the good brother Dan Calloway, who continue to do great works, man. I support Dan Calloway. Salute to the big dog. Keep pumping the information, man. And shout out to anybody else, man, who tapping into their national heritage, boy. That's what it's all about. So tonight, what I'm going to cover is some information that will be covered in the seminar. The seminar again is a whole full weekend, right here in Atlanta. It's it's right here in Atlanta. Hold on, I'm trying to get these Facebooks. Oh, okay, I'm tripping. That's my I got my whatever it's called on Facebook. Anyway, so October 7th through the 9th. That Monday's a holiday, so you should be off work that Monday. So if you want to come down to Atlanta, if you're already in Atlanta or know somebody live in Atlanta, tap in with me. Go over to my Gmail, shoot me a Gmail, the MOI podcast at gmail.com for more information. If you want more information about the seminar, or maybe just want to know how it's going to work. I'm working on button up the layout so you'll get a full itinerary of what's happening the whole weekend. We will feed you. Okay, so don't worry about that part. You have an opportunity to stay at the Airbnb. The Airbnb sleeps 15 people. I'm only hosting this for 20 people though, so that's the cool thing about it. I only need to sell about 15 tickets. Tickets right now are $700. That's for the whole weekend, family. You want to stay at the crib? That's cool. But that's the fee. It will be worth it. Guarantee you. If you've never seen people talk and lecture for 2, 3 days straight, and then that Sunday, we're gonna do a whole situation with the good sister you saw here the other night, Sister Nikki. I'm going to do a whole little situation with the gongs and the sound bowls and the therapy to kind of release some stuff before you get up out of there. Then we're going to do yoga every single morning. Then we're going to have a culinary breakfast every single morning. Then we're going to have two main lectures, a keynote speaker on that Saturday, working on that right now. And then we have several breakout sessions, whether you into Reiki, tarot card, copper and stones, nutrition, dietary health. The breakout session will be full in effect. So it's a full weekend of nothing but information. It's the Knowledge and Enlightenment Seminar. Packed with live lectures, workshops, one-on-one teaching sessions, Reiki Master Therapy, Stone and Copper Workshop, 6 keynote speakers, food, roundtable discussion, open discussion on several topics, um, such as nationality, land ownership, the real history of the Asiatic slave trade, more science, Freemasonry, and more. Lots more. This seminar is kicking off October 7th. The link, if you want the link, shoot me an email. Where my email go? Shoot me an email at this email right here. What do you say? Be sure to like and share. That's right. That's right. Islam. Be sure to like and share this page, family. Please tap in with your boy, man, and support me. Yes, I'm asking for support. 2022 was the year. It still is the year to ask for help. This is the year to ask for help. If you need help, hey man, put that pride to the side. Open your mouth, ask for help. A closed mouth don't get fed. Remember that, man. So October 7th through the 9th. If you can't make it out, share the flyer. It's on my Instagram page. More will be coming to follow. Shoot me an email. I can send you the flyer through your email. Blast all over your social media. Get people excited about it. I only need 20 seats. Right now, I think I got about 12 tickets already sold. So, yeah, it's going fast. Some people really want to get out to this seminar, man, because it's never happened before. And then, like I told you, it's National Indigenous Day that Monday. So, it's very important. Let's talk about remedy. Let's talk about nationality. Let's talk about recourse, brother. Let's get this thing together, man. So that's that. Had to put that out there one time for the one time. And I know y'all ready to hop into the measure. Why do I got that picture up there? You're wondering. I know. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get right into it. Where's it at? Boom. All right. See, I'm getting good at this now, family. I'm getting good at this whole app. It's gonna take a couple days. It's just like getting back in the gym. You know what I'm saying? You know how you ain't been in the gym in a while. You know how you ain't really been in the gym in a minute, and you finally start picking them weights back up. You're like, oh shit, I got it, I got it, I got it. I'm back at it. That's how I feel. Working on this thing right here. Hold on, give me a second. So I do have a PowerPoint this evening. So as I said, as I mentioned, if you want a copy of the PowerPoint, just let me know. I'll shoot it over to you. And take your time and comb through it yourself. But tonight, I am gonna go relatively quickly through this PowerPoint because a lot of this stuff has already been covered before, and a lot of stuff you already know anyway. So I just want to do a quick refresher course. I want to do a quick refresher course on the situation. Uh, boom, add screen. There we go. All right. There we go. All right, cool. All right, y'all ready? Let's do it. So up first, we're dealing with psychonegrosses. And psychonegrosses, yeah, we jumping right into it. Ain't playing no games at all. Right to it. So get your pen and your paper. Write down these terms, man. Psychonegrosses. And the reason I'm gonna talk about psychonegrosses is because when I first got into the conscious information, man, and liberate my mind and understanding what was what, and before really, way before I got into the more science dealing with nationality and divine creed, and we all have a nationality. I'm like, what the hell is a nationality? What is this nationality piece? And you would hear the Moore say it a lot. Like I would hear the Moore say it a lot. Like nationality is the order of the day, etc. So on and so forth. I never knew what it was, but it was because I later found out that a lot of our people suffer from a condition called psychonegrosis. Now, psychonegrosis is a mental condition. I'm sorry, mental disorder. It's a mental disorder affecting the spirits and personality, motives, and actions of Negroes who have failed to rid themselves of the psychological ills they have occurred from their collective experience with foreigners, marked by the distorted ideas of self and others. Psychonegrosis results in unnatural patterns of perception, logic, thought, speech, behavior, and emotional expression. If that right there didn't express and explain about 80, if not 90% of the so-called African American population in America, I don't know what else to tell you. I think that term psychonegrosis just explained a whole heap, a lot of information that people need to hear. Hold on for a second, family. All right, there we go. So I really believe that explain about 90% of the attitude of so-called um black people. No, hold on, y'all. All right, sorry, got sidetracked. All right, so anyway, psychonegrosis definitely explains and expresses the attitudes and ideas of most so-called black people right now in 2022. You know, even when you try to tell people, "What's up, y'all? What's up, family?" They're checking in. They're checking in with your boy. Let's get it. Gratitude, peace and love, brother. So this word, expresses a lot of the sentiments psychologically that people go through right now in North America. We ain't trying to tell them, hey man, you ain't black. If I ain't black, then what I is then? If I ain't black, man, you ain't no nigga, man. Well, if I ain't no nigga, we ain't what you know. It's the mental disorder that affects their spirit, personality, motives, actions of Negroes who have failed to rid themselves of the psychological ills that have occurred from their collective experience with foreigners. It's because they live amongst foreigners that they have never had the opportunity to express themselves culturally or to absorb what a culture of people who look like them feels like. It's always been invaders and foreigners around so-called Negroes to where it directly affects their psyche. It affects everything how they feel. So it's psychonegrosses. And where's it at? Here we go. And keeping in tune or keeping in fashion with psychonegrosses, we also deal with something else. The effects. Where did it come from? What did they? It said the psychological ills of their encounter with foreigners. Well, let's talk about these foreigners for a second. Then let's talk about something such as the Christian black codes. I'm pretty sure by now you've heard the Christian black codes. Have you heard of the codes? Before the Christian black codes, there was something called Code Noir. The Code Noir primarily existed in New Orleans, where the French had settled. Thus, the word Noir. Code Noir means black. Noir means black. Blanc means white. Noir means black. Code Noir was the same as the Christian black codes, but way earlier in New Orleans. The Christian black codes in the United States, the black codes were laws passed by southern states in 1865. Now, the Christian black codes were passed in 1865 after slavery. That means they went through all the beatings, they went through all the cotton picking. They went through all the discrimination, all the racism, defamation of character, and the list goes on and on. They went through all of that only to turn around and be supposedly emancipated to find themselves right back in the predicament in 1865. The Christian black codes, there were laws passed by southern states in 65 and 66 after the Civil War. These laws had the intent and the effect of restricting African Americans' freedom and compelling them to work in a labor economic based on low wages or debt. One more time for people in the back. The Christian Black Codes was a law, is a law, is a law that had the intent. What is the intent of the law? Why even put it into place? What is the intent of the law? The intent of the law was to force or compel. And see, we the word compelling, you got to think about stuff like almost like witchcraft and spells being cast and so on and so forth. But it said compelling them to work in a labor economic for a labor economy based on low wages or debt. It compelled, it maneuvered, it forced them to go into a economic based society that had to be propagated on labor. Now you had to work. Now what's interesting is in 1865 or thereafter, we deal with something called the what they call it, Juneteenth. And see, Juneteenth also talks about this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Hold on, man, because we just bear witness that when we dealing with oh, there we go. When we dealing with the Christian black codes, we're also dealing with a situation dealing with labor. What was it called? I can't remember the name of the actual. Oh, it's called general. I got it now. I got it now. I got it now. I got it now, fam. My bad. General order number is it number three or number five? Number five. I think number five on Juneteenth. Yep, general order number five. All right. So general order number five or number three. It's number 3. I was right. All right. So General Order number 3, read by General Gordon Granger. If you're just joining us, I'm showing the family how when we're dealing with the Christian Black Codes, which I just read, talks about how the intent of the Christian Black Codes in 1865, 1866 were to what it said, compel African Americans and Negroes to work in a laborious condition. Now let's see what happened with this Juneteenth situation, because this is why I don't celebrate Juneteenth at all, because I don't think people took time to read it. And look at here, we got the actual letter from Juneteenth. Now take note of how when we was dealing with um, the Christian Black Codes, it made a point to point out the fact that the Christian Black Codes was a situation to compel Negroes to work for labor. It was a labor situation. Now, the 13th Amendment, however, said that slavery nor involuntary servitude is legal unless you are convicted for a crime. And we'll deal with that in a minute. But first, let's deal what was said to the individuals in Texas. And just in case you missed my whole June 16th situation, I'm going to go through. If you heard it before, just sit tight. This is what was read to the Negroes in Texas who did not know they were free. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation of the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This is where Juneteenth come from. Now, if you stop reading right there, Juneteenth is warranted. The celebration for our people being emancipated, which we know is transfer of property. They're not being liberated; they're being emancipated. But if I want to place my money on Juneteenth was started at this point, after reading that first sentence, it would have a little bit of teeth. It would have a little bit of legs. They say it will make a little bit of sense. But let's continue. Now, General is going to explain what's going on with this general order. This involves an absolute equal of personal rights and rights of property. Now, he's talking about the slave masters, not the slavers. He's talking about the plantation owner or the planters. He said to the white people, to the planters, to the plantation owner, this is for them. This is their sentence. Watch this. This involves an absolute equal of personal rights and property. I'm sorry, of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection herefore existing between them, slave and master. Now, the new condition that will exist between slave and master is no longer slave and master. Now it becomes what? Between employer and hired labor. Now, if we got to the word employer, who would be the employer? The slave master. Who would be the hired labor? The slave. Oh shit, we just changed the game, changed your name. It says the connection between the slave and the slave master is no longer that. The new terminology we're going to carry, family, is going to be employer and hired labor. The freedman. Who are the freedman? There's 3 groups of people we're dealing with. We're dealing with the slave owner, we're dealing with the slave, and then we're dealing with freed men. 3 different individuals, groups of people. The freedmen are advised to remain quiet at their present homes and work for wages. They are informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts, and that they will not be supported in their idleness either there or elsewhere. Now that last part becomes so important because they also pass certain laws called vagrancy laws. Yeah, vagrancy laws. It means if you were poor and homeless, you could be arrested. And if you was arrested for being poor and homeless, then you become a felon. Then if you become a felon, you back in slavery. You see how that worked? They put the 13th Amendment in place. They put the Christian Black Codes in place. So now, by the time the general is reading this, oh, I'm sorry, the vagrancy laws in place, the Fugitive Slave Act in place, the Negro Act in place, the regular Black Codes in place. There was so much litigation dealing with Black people, they didn't stand a chance. They did better just being in bondage. They would have just did better just being a fucking slave, because now it says If we catch y'all just loitering, being vagabonds, homeless people, we'll lock y'all ass back up. And then when we lock you back up, you are now a slave again. This is where the what's called the chain gang. Let me show you something. And maybe you already know this, but I just want to tie it together because on Friday, when I get the Moors up here Friday, tap in with me this Friday too. Where I was going with that. Okay, yeah. Chain gang. This is this is what the 13th Amendment was talking about right here, family. This is what the 13th Amendment was talking about right here. This this picture right here is what the 13th Amendment was all about. That picture speaks volumes. Let's just meditate on that for a second. Let me blow it up, make it big for y'all. Let me get myself out the way. Let's just meditate on the picture for 1 second, family. Look at this. This is an actual picture. Do y'all remember? Let me show y'all something. Y'all remember this movie right here? Do y'all remember this movie right here? Life. Remember? Do y'all remember this movie with Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence? Life. What happened in the movie Life? What happened in the movie Life? These brothers were falsely accused. False in like the 19 fucking 20s. The 1920s wasn't too far from 1965. I mean, sorry, 1865. It's like 20, 30 years before that. Life. They got a life sentence by being falsely accused of a murder they never committed. Because in that era in time, the Christian black codes, the slave codes, were still alive and well. And they were down in Mississippi somewhere too, the deep south, running hooch, or what they call looker now. They were bootleggers. Now, why was them running hooch or running a bootlegging such a big deal? Because this was doing what's called prohibition. Anything below the Bible Belt, which is typically Mason-Dixon line or Virginia, they took their shit dead serious. In fact, in the state of Georgia, you can't even buy alcohol before 12 o'clock. Why 12 o'clock on Sunday? Because it's set between 10 and 12. Those are the holy hours. And we know they ain't black people church. We know our church got at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Whenever preacher get through preaching, we get out of church. But on Sunday, right now in Georgia, you can't buy alcohol before 12 o'clock. Prohibition law is still into effect. So in the movie Life, in fact, they got life because of the murder, but it sealed the deal when they got caught with all that hooch. They called it hooch. They were on the chain gang. Y'all remember that scene? Let me go back. Y'all remember what it and see in these movies they illustrate it to where it's funny, but they actually trying to teach they actually showing you and teaching you something. What is seeing that? God damn it, Google. Oh, it's scene right here. I'm gonna mute it because I don't want YouTube to flag my shit. But so they basically they mute it. Run the ads on ad. Boom. This is the scene pretty much. In this scene when they were digging that ditch. Now right here, family. This is the chain gang. This is the chain gang. This is the chain gang. And old massa, old boss said, Why ain't them pick swinging? Remember that part? And Eddie Murphy said, "Cause I'm tired." And then the little stepping fetch it nigga said, "They say they tired, boss." And he said, "The state of Mississippi don't care about them being tired." See, states like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee, they would exchange Negroes who were in prison. It was called the prison exchange. You're talking about the prison industrial complex. They used to swap niggas out everywhere. If they need to build a highway in Alabama, they call Mississippi. I need about 25, 30 niggas to dig this ditch. Now, they digging the ditch. They're actually clearing roads for highways. This is 1920s. Go back and look at some of the highways in Mississippi and Alabama. We built them highways. Our people. Slave labor. But this was under the auspice of what? The 13th Amendment. Because it said that involuntary servitude, oh, uh, Jeremiah, brother, you gonna get detention. You gonna get detention. You gotta be on time for class, Jeremiah. You gotta be on time for class, brother. My daughter lost my dog ate my homework. You gotta be on time, good brother. But thanks for joining. Appreciate it. But anyway, in the movie, that's what they said. Let's see if I can get a little clip going. Get to that part. There you go, right here. This part right here. Right? This part right here. This is the part when he asks, why ain't them picks swinging? I don't know why I keep clipping off, but why ain't them picks swinging? Y'all remember that? That piece right there was no different. Hold on. Let me go back to my shit. Then this right here. It's called the chain gang. I remember growing up, because I'm from here, from Georgia, and down here in the South, when somebody gets incarcerated, we would never say they went to jail. See, that's a new term. They went to jail or they went to prison. When I was growing up, my people used to say, your cousin went back to chain gang. And I never really understood what the fuck chain gang mean. Like what do you mean they in chain gang? What is the chain gang? Well, let's learn about the chain gang. I got to check back in with my Facebook family. Hold on. What up, Facebook? I see y'all. What happened? All right, there we go. All right. It says that the chain gang, or what they call road gang, is a group of prisoners chained together to perform. I can't really see it, man. It's all fuzzy on my thing. Hold on. Let me get it right. There we go. A chain gang or road gang is a group of prisoners chained together to perform mental or physical challenging work as a form of punishment. Such punishment might include repairing buildings, building roads. I told you the fucking highways got built by our people. Through Mississippi, Louisiana, we built them highways. Or cleaning land, clearing off land. The system was notable used in the convict era. What is a convict era? The convict era between 1788 and 1868, about 162,000 convicts were transported from Britain to Ireland to various penal colonies in Australia. You see that, right? In the southern United States. So that what I just read Went for that too. Let's continue. By 1955, it had largely been phased out in the U.S., with Georgia among the last states to abandon the practice. North Carolina continued to use the chain gang into the 1970s. Remember, in the movie Life, that's around the time that Claude them got out of jail, right? It was like, no, they didn't get out of jail. We got out of jail later. But in the 70s, I think they had drove to town, and they seen the Negroes with the afros, and they was all liberated. Remember, they've been in jail since the 20s, the 70s, the 70s. So this says that the chain gang system went on to the 70s. Chain gangs were reintroduced by a few states during the Get Tough on Crime in the 1990s. They brought it back in the 1990s. In 95, Alabama was the first state to revive them. In 1995, Alabama. I told you you will see Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi. The experiment ended after about 1 year in all states except Arizona. Arizona still had it going on, where Maricopa County inmates can still do voluntary for their chain gang to earn credit towards a high school diploma or avoid disciplinary lockdown for a rule infraction. So if you're in Arizona, they still gonna apply that chain gang situation to your ass. A single ankle shackle with a short length chain attached to a heavy ball is known as a ball and chain. It limited the prisoner's movement and impeded escape. Two ankle shackles attached to each other by a short chain were known as hobble or leg irons. Look at these brothers. These brothers, let they clean up the fucking street. They sweeping the streets. They're sweeping the streets. Y'all see that? Leg cover physical restraints used by the ankle of a person to allow walking only, restricted, stride to prevent running and effect physical resistance. Frequently used, alternatively termed leg cuff, leg ankle shackles, foot cuff, fetter, or leg iron. I'm just making a point. Let's take it back. 13th Amendment, Christian black codes. We also covered the fact that the Juneteenth letter, which is General Order Number 3, reinforced the idea that you're no longer slaves and slave master. You're now employees and you're now employer and employees. Let's continue. Let's continue. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. All right. Christian black codes, 1865. I just demonstrated for y'all the fact that the Juneteenth letter that read in 1865 also, a couple months after Abraham Lincoln emancipated. And the term emancipation simply means what, family? It means transfer. Come on, talk to me. The term emancipation means transfer, not freedom. If Lincoln were to freedom, it would have been liberation. It would have been the Liberation Proclamation, not the Emancipation Proclamation. Stay with me. Then we're going to go back because I want us to understand how all of this affected our people, the totality of it all. 1669. I want you to pay attention, please, family. Pay close attention. Attention, they say. Attention. The Casual Killing Act states it was a law, even though it says act. You have to have an act. The Voters' Right Act, the Civil Rights Act. Legislation works that way. Whereas the only law, whereas the only law enforced for punishment or refraction servants resisting their master. Juneteenth letter just said that we employer employees. Slave and slavers are employer employees. This act were for slaves who resisted their masters or mistress. That not the wife, the mistress, which could be interpreted as the wife. Now, the reason they inserted wives or mistresses in this point was because whew, the slave master wives were killing the babies. The slave master wives were killing the babies. They were killing the babies at such high propensity, they had to create a law to protect them. This is the slave master wife. And you might say, Minister, why were the slave master wives killing the babies? It don't make sense. They would just kill a random baby. No, because the baby, remember the running joke in the hood is, oh, you light skinned, you'll be in the house. Why would the light skinned person be in the house? Not because they light skinned, because it's master's child. That's why they light skinned, because it's half white and half black. It's what they would have called back then a mulatto or a quadroon or a octroon, but a mulatto. Those little mulatto babies had to be in the house. Master, like my little, they my little bastard children, but they gonna be in the house. They gonna be in the field with mother niggas. Now they mama gonna be in the field. They mama gonna be in the field, but my baby's gonna be in the house. And you know, back then, anytime the planter or the slave master had to go into town, that was about an 8, 9, 10 hour drive. They had no cars, they had a horse. If you had to go 30 miles, it's gonna take you about 7 hours, 5 hours to load up everything, come back to town. By the time he been gone all day, who in the house taking care of the goddamn kids? Yeah, the mammy and the nannies are running around doing their thing, but how do you think the mistress or the slave master's wife felt seeing the little half-breed babies running around, knowing full damn well that her husband is messing with the help? And the minute one of them little half-breed mulatto light-skinned children got smart, disrespected, or she felt the need to correct their behavior and she caused malice or injured them, it happened so much, family, they had to create what's called the Casual Killing Act. Now, the Casual Killing Act also states that being enacted and declared by this grand assembly if any slave resists his master or others by his master's order correcting him. Listen to what it's saying. Please listen to what it's saying, because this next slide gonna rock your world. If the slave is resisting the master or anybody the master appointed over them, and by extremity of correction should chance to die, that his death shall not be considered a felon, but the master or that other person appointed by the master to punish the niggas be acquitted from molestation, since it cannot be presumed that malice existed, which alone makes murder a felon, or that anything should induce any man to be destroyed in his own state. So they saying, listen, if the slave master or anybody the slave master appointed is correcting the behavior of a Negro, if they are correcting the behavior of any Negro and they fuck around and kill him, they can't be held accountable for it because the master told them to go do it. And if any point these niggas resist, let's read it again. It was a law. It is a law for punishment of a refractor servants resisting their masters. If they are resisting their masters and the masters were to cause harm, malice, death, the masters are not held liable and would not be a felon. It's called the Casual Killing Act. Virginia passes an act regarding the casual killing act of slaves. This is quoted. Virginia National Assembly. I was there in Richmond, not during this time, but I went in there. If any slave resists his master or others by his master's order correcting him, and by extremity or correction should chance to die, that his death shall not be accepted felony. It should be a felony. Basically, whoever's correcting the slave, whoever's correcting the slave, if the slave happens to die, it is not on you. It's not your fault. It is not your fault. They should have listened. They should have cooperated. They should stop resisting. Listen to the freaking language. Listen to what they're saying. If any slave resists his master, and by the extremity of correction should chance to die, that his death should not be accepted felon. Like the cop, it ain't no felon. You know what they say the cops be getting charged with? Do you know what the cops get charged with after correcting the slave's behavior? And with all due respect, I'm not calling these brothers no slaves. Rest in peace to Eric Garner and everybody who dies at the hands of these malicious people. But we have to tally it up. We have to put it together. We have to let what makes sense make sense, family. This ain't deep. Just put it together. In 1672, an act for apprehension and suppression of runaways, Negroes, and slaves states, if any Negro, mulatto, Indian slave, or servant for life run away and shall be pursued by warrant or hue and cry, it shall be lawful for any person who shall endeavor to take them upon resistance of such Negro, mulatto, Indians, slave. Listen to what they saying, man. Negroes, mulattoes, Indian slave. They're all the same people. Now, the mulattoes was a mixed breed of Negroes with French and British. The Negroes and the Indian slaves were about the same, except the Negroes were definitely African. Or servants for life. That includes white Irish servants. To kill or wound them, so resisting. Let's go back on that because I was stopping. An act for apprehension and suppression of runaways, Negroes, and slaves. If any Negro, mulatto, Indian slave, or servant for life run away and shall be pursued by the warrant or hue and cry, it may be lawful for any person who shall endeavor to take upon them to resist of a such Negro, mulatto, Indian slave, or servant for life to kill or wound them or for resisting, or them for resisting. And it happened that such Negro, mulatto, and slaves or servants for life do die of any wound, and such their resistance received, the master or owner of such shall receive satisfaction from the public. Did you hear what the fuck I just read? If the slave master or any white person carrying out the duties that were given by the slave master happens to cause harm or injure or kill a Negro while correcting their behavior, the white person who did it to them will be relieved by the community, the public outcry, the public outpour, the community. He's just doing his job. He had to kill him, but he should not have been resisting. It's the same language they used back then. He was resisting arrest. Why were you detaining him? He had a busted tail light. You don't take people to jail. It wasn't a crime, but it is a crime. Watch this in a minute. So we never pursue the fact that this is a human laying on the ground because black people and Negroes were dehumanized. So he does not see a human on the ground. And that's why in the 60s, when this was happening, rest in peace, Emmett Till, when this was going on, Negroes did not know that they should have been fighting for human rights, not civil rights. But somehow, civil rights gained more traction than human rights. Dr. King talked about human rights in his latter part of his life with the war at Vietnam. That's why they not know. Martin, stick to the script. Don't talk about human rights. Civil rights. And we're going to deal with civil rights here in a second. In 1672, y'all know this sister right here. In 1672, it becomes legal to wound or kill an enslaved person who resists arrest. Legislators also deemed that the owner of any slave killed he resists arrest will receive financial compensation for the loss of the enslaved laborer. Legislators also offer a reward to Indians who capture escaped Negroes and bring them to justice of peace. It becomes legal. And you know why I put 1672 up there? Because this shit never got overturned. It never got stricken for the law books. I don't care what they say. Every individual that I'm going to show on this screen tonight as I'm reading these legal remedies that were issued by the U.S. government at a time that Negroes were running away because they thought that the fact that Negroes ran away, something was wrong with them. Why they keep running? They actually gave our ancestors conditions because they wanted to be free. Like something's wrong with him. He keep wanting to be free. Why does he want to be free all the time? Why does he just want to work until he died? Like they thought white folk thought something was wrong with that condition that we wanted to be free. When freedom and the pursuit of happiness is a God-given right under the human rights. This is a human right. You ain't got to fight. You ain't got to march. Dogs, water hoses. No, it's your God given right as a human, unless you're not a human, unless they somehow dehumanize your ass. The good brother said, gotta put it in this time, and it's timeless, right? Yes, it's timeless. Oh, timelines. This is going on in real time. The facts, all people are human rights. That's it. And that's what we're talking about tonight, good brother. We're talking about civil rights and human rights. I'm gonna show y'all in a second. Stick with me. We got a little bit more time. Hang with your big bro for a minute and learn something. In 1662, the General Assembly determines that Negro women, sisters, this is y'all. They said that the children serve according to the condition of their mother. Whatever the condition their mama in, the children is bound to be in that same condition. This is 1662. 1992 is still going on. 2022 is still going on. Don't talk to me about no Willie Lynch. I don't want to hear nothing about no Willie Lynch. Don't give me no Willie Lynch. Let's talk about these laws, these real laws. Willie Lynch is a fable. It's a myth. It's something that was created to make you think that one old white man from Barbados broke some horses and wrote a book on how to break niggas. Niggas are not horses. We're not animals. We're smarter than animals. Let's talk about these laws. 1662, it says, however the mama is, the children gonna be the same way. These strong, independent black women, okay, okay. The Comprehensive Negro Act of 1740. Let's talk about the Negro Act. What was the Negro Act? Damn, miss, I thought we was dealing with. No, that was the Negro Act. Those were not the Negro Acts. This ain't even the Christian Black Code. I haven't got to the Black Codes yet. I haven't got to the Code of the War yet. I'm showing you what the condition is. The Comprehensive Negro Act of 1740 passed in South Carolina made it illegal for slaves to move abroad, assemble in groups, raise food, earn money. I'm going to read it one more time for you. The Comprehensive Negro Act of 1740 passed in South Carolina made it illegal for slaves, Negroes, black people, colored folks, African Americans to move abroad. Where you going? Where you going? Stop and frisk. Where you going? Where you going? Where you guys headed? Where you at? Where you going? You live here? Where you from? It made it illegal for you to move abroad the way you want to fucking move. Where you going, nigga? Come here. Give me your ID. Where you going? Assemble in groups. It's too many of y'all. Break it up. It's too many of y'all. You can't be on the corner. It's too many of y'all in the group. It's too many of y'all standing around. Break it up. 1740. That's 2022. Go get about 20, 30 of your people look like you and just go stand in front of the store somewhere. The police will be there in 15 minutes, if not 5 minutes, if not right around the corner. Raise food. It's 2022. In the conscious community, we're still having these conversations about trying to encourage our people on how to grow food. Still. Earn money. Entrepreneurship. We're still celebrating talking about entrepreneurship. Black owned businesses just got repopularized about 5-7 years ago. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way 100. Keep it all the way 100. Now, there's always been black businesses everywhere in America, but to the propensity where we're promoting it to the public about 5-6 years ago, real hard. It said it made it illegal for Negroes to move about, assemble in groups, raise food, earn money, and learn to write English. Additionally, owners were permitted to kill rebellious slaves if necessary. By any means necessary, slave owners, planters were lawfully permitted to kill rebellious Negroes. So all y'all rebels, they would have knocked y'all off immediately under this right here, under the Negro Act. And this is not even the Casual Killing Act. See, the Casual Killing Act, the Negro Act, both made it okay for white folks to just kill off niggas. If they were frightened, if they were scared, if you weren't cooperating, you put your hands in the air, your hands in the air. I'm still scared now. Pop your ass because they permitted to do it. Keep talking about racism. No, it's the laws, man. The pen is mightier than the sword. In 1680, Virginia's General Assembly restricted the ability of black people to move at gatherings, including funerals. It became legal for a white person or a person to kill an escaped slave who resisted capture. Slaves are also forbidden to arm themselves. Why you got a gun? Why you got a stick? And see, I can look at this right here. This is 1680 Virginia Assembly. I can also get into the Christian Black Code, Article 11, that says the same thing. Negroes are not allowed to carry any weapons, offensive or offensive. And we haven't even got to the Christian codes yet. If you are caught with any kind of guns or weapons, the punishment is 20 lashes on the back. Leaving the plantation without written permission. Where you going? Let me see your papers. Show me your license. Show me your ID. That's what they're saying. Let me try it again. Niggas will get their ass kicked if they left the plantation without a hall pass of one's master, mistress, or overseer. Punishment, 20 lashes. Right, the king? Lift up his hands against any Christian. A slave will get 30 lashes on their bare back just for lifting your fucking hands up. Or I guess coming at him. 1680 Virginia General Assembly. Oh, this is small. Hold on. Let me blow this up right quick. Now we'll get into what's called the Christian Black Codes. And if you can't see it, now I apologize, but let me just. All right, where it go? There you go. All right. This is the Christian Black Codes. I'll read it for you, so don't worry about trying to adjust your screen. But you can blow your screen up too on your phone. If you're watching on your phone, you can do that. So just know that. All right. This is 1724. Black Christian Code 1724. Now I don't went from the 1600s to the 1700s, and everything I'm saying out of my mouth sounds like 2022. Everything I'm saying out of my fucking mouth sounds like 2028, 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 2015, 2016, 2017. Everything I said in my mouth sounds like everybody who died in the last 10 years or were killed, and nothing happened to the white police. But I'm gonna show you why in a minute. These is called the Black Christian Codes of 1724. Remember, in New Orleans they had the Code Noir, which is kind of the same thing. It let's see here. An interesting one. The first couple just deals with religion. Article 4. Negroes placed under direction or supervision of any other person than Catholic are liable for confiscation. If Negroes are not under the careful watch of the Catholics, they can snatch your ass up to where you're a slave and take you wherever they want to take you. That's what they just said. Article 5. Now, Article 5 is interesting because Article 5, in my opinion, deal with a lot of our grandmamas, deal with a lot of our older aunties. Every Sunday, it said, Article 5 says, Sundays and holidays. Let's talk about Sundays and holidays. Cause Lord knows niggas love them holidays, boy. You know Labor Day coming up. We cooking out. What we doing? You know, 4th of July, just black people get so excited about holidays, boy. I've never seen, and holiday ain't got nothing to do with them. There's no holiday that Negroes cook out for that has anything to do with them. But they so happy. That's their psychonegrosses. That's their psychonegrosses. Sunday and holidays are to be strictly observed. All Negroes found at work on those days are to be confiscated. Snatch their ass up if they're not in church. That's why grandma said, you're going to be in church. But I don't want to go to church. You're going to go to church. Why are we going to church? Every Sunday. Every Sunday. Every Sunday. Every Sunday. Every Sunday. Your ass in church. Christian Black Codes Article 5 said Negroes must be in church on Sundays. They must be in church on Sundays. It's getting interesting to y'all yet? All right. We forbid slaves to carry offensive weapons or heavy sticks under the penalty of being whipped and having said weapons confiscated for the benefit of personal seizing the same. An exception is made in favor for those slaves who were sent hunting or shooting. Remember the movie Life? The exception was made for them to carry those guns. And they didn't even have the guns. They was catching the fucking birds, actually. I think they was loading the guns up on the damn truck. They was old, so they wasn't a threat. But the point is, they wasn't allowed to carry. Can you imagine not being able to carry all y'all brothers who got guns right now? All y'all got, and then y'all got a nice little arsenal with y'all. Imagine you not being able to even own a weapon because you was black. And who carry them written permission that affect or designated by some known mark or badge. So if they got a badge or something, they can carry them at that point. That's the end of my PowerPoint. I'm gonna add some stuff to it, a little bit of razzle dazzle. If you ever heard this book, it's called How to Make a Negro a Christian. There's also another book called The Negro Bible, written by Carter G. Wilson. Say this right here. Now let's dive into something else real quick before we get up out of here. We almost at our time. Hold on. Where's my shit at? There we go. All right. So again, slave codes. Let's talk about it. Slaves were prohibited from bearing arms, from defending themselves. They could not own property. They were not allowed to testify in court against white people and could not serve on juries. They could not enter into a legal contract, including marriage. Your black ass can't even get married. For those of you who are already married, congratulations, but you couldn't even get married. Now, these rights are basic human rights. Human rights. I don't want to talk about civil rights just yet. I will in a second. Let's talk about basic human rights. Human rights are the rights inherited. Inherited it. The same thing the white boy said in the Constitution, that you are endowed by your creator with certain inalienable rights. Because you are endowed by your creator with certain inalienable rights that government can't touch. Because your creator gave you those rights. So in the more science temple, to ask the question, who made you? Who is your creator? Who made you? Allah. Who is Allah? He's the father of the universe. Can you see him? No. What the closest place you can meet him? In your heart. That's it. It's simple. Your creator gave you those rights. Human rights are the rights inherited by all human beings, regardless of race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, language, religion, and or other status. Human rights includes the rights of life and liberty. Give me liberty or give me death. The white boys knew what they was talking about, right? Those are human rights. Give me liberty or give me death. Um, Life and liberty, freedom from slavery and torture, freedom of opinion and expression, the right to work and education, and many more. Everyone is entitled to these rights without discrimination. International human rights laws lays down the obligation of governments to act in a certain ways or to refrain from certain acts. Negro acts, the Black Act. It refrains the government from invoking these acts in order to promote and protect human rights and fundamental freedoms of individuals or groups. That's what human rights is. But your Negro leaders, they fought for civil rights. What are civil rights? Why do we need civil rights? I thought we inherited human rights. We don't need civil rights, do we? Do we? Do we need them? Why do you have them? Why do you want them? Why do you vote for them? Why do you fuck with them? Why do you celebrate it? Watch this. Overview. A civil right is a enforceable right or privilege. This ain't sounding like human rights. Human rights are inherited. This sounds like some permission slip. Civil rights is an enforceable right or privilege which, if interfered with by others, give rise to an action for a jury. Discrimination occurs when civil rights of an individual are denied or interfered because the individual membership is particular. What the hell are we talking about? What are we talking about? Because I thought if we got human rights already, why do we need civil rights? For what? Let's see what the colonists' civil rights look like. Because it look like this not how our shit look. The colonists, the colonial era civil rights said 1776. It's called the Virginia Declaration of Rights. That's what the Declaration of Independence was. In case y'all didn't know that, the Declaration of Independence was simply the Declaration of Rights. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, and they are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights. Human rights are the rights inherited by all human beings. Who gives these human beings the inheritable right? Their creator. The white boys told you. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and they are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights. Because my God said so, I have rights that y'all can't touch. That's what my God said. I serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Or do you? See, this is what Noble Drew Ali taught. Noble Drew Ali said that every nation has suffered slavery due to the fact that they serve gods they know nothing about. And because you serve these know nothing about gods, you are doomed, you're duped, you're subject to the jurisdiction thereof. That's canon law, by the way. See, there's three laws, family. universal law, canon law, and natural law. Most black people don't operate none of those laws. They're called outlaws. Civil Mortuus. What is Civil Mortuus? We're talking about civil rights. Why did black people have to fight for civil rights? Civil Mortuus, civilly dead. Dead in the view of the law, the condition of one who has lost his rights and capacities and accounted dead in law. So the only reason that you will have a court case to go to court to regain a civil right is from the beginning if you would declare to have no rights at all. Civil Mortuus, civilly dead. The word Mortuus, morgue, death. The same as mortgage, a dead pledge. Mortgage, Mortuus, dead. Civil, civilly dead. Mortuus. Black folks are civilly dead. You have no human rights, and the civil rights you have to go get litigation for that. Go get what his name, Ben Crump, whatever the ambulance chaser nigga did. He go get him. And I want to show you something. Talked about the Black Christian Code already, Changan already. Watch this, because right now we stand in content with Civil Mortuus. Watch this. Give me somebody, family, real quick. Give me one of the brothers and sisters who were injured by the police in the last 5-6 years. I know Breonna Taylor. Ashe, are you late for class too? Peace and love, sis. Thanks for joining. Breonna Taylor. Man, it was so many. Watch this. Black people killed by police. It's so many. Jesus Christ, so many. They got 229 on here. Look how many. All right. These damn pop-ups gotta go. Getting ridiculous. 1,069 people have been shot and killed by the police in the past year. 2015, every fatal shooting on duty police officer in the United States in the time there have been more than 5,000 such shootings recorded by the Post. After Mike Brown, an unarmed black man, was killed in 2014 by police in Ferguson, Missouri, a Post investigation found that the FBI undercounted fatal police shootings by more than half. Why is the FBI involved in a local situation? I'm going to show you why the FBI is involved with these police. Watch this right here, because civil rights are for colorable people. You know, the black people, the colored people. Uh-oh. I ain't do that. Oh my. A colorable claim, a plausible. No, that's not what I want. Right here. Color of law. Here we go. Color of law refers to an appearance of legal power to act that may be operated in violation of law. For example, if a police officer, here they go again, if a police officer acts with color of law, authority to arrest someone, if it is made without probable cause, it may be a violation of law. And guess who investigates the police when they violate the law? The FBI. The FBI, a Department of Justice, has to do something. And what they do is typically they issue a civil suit. What is the meaning of civil cases? In general terms, a civil lawsuit is the courts-based process through which a person A can seek to hold person B liable for some type of harm or wrongful act. Usually, if person A is successful, he or she will usually be awarded compensation for the harm that results from person B. Listen to what the hell they're saying. 1672, the Casual Killing Act, said the same thing. But now they say, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, we'll pay you. We injured and hurt your slave, but we'll pay you. How much you want for him? How much was he worth? Who was he? Eric Gardner? Who was it? Breonna Taylor? Who was it? Every single case of so-called black people being shot by the police, every case was a civil suit. Go look it up. It was a civil rights situation. 1,069 so-called black people have been murdered by the police. If 1,069 Americans were to be killed by any foreigner, we're declaring fucking war immediately, ASAP. Today, tonight, we're bombing whoever fucking with us. This is American. This is American way. But if 1,069 supposed Negroes get shot by the police, how much we got to pay? Pay? What do you mean pay? It's a civil case. Why is it a civil case? Why isn't Ben Crump? Let me pull this Negro up. You gotta see this shit. I can't make this stuff up, y'all. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. I can't. He's a trial lawyer. He's a renowned. Watch this. Can't make this shit up. Ben Crump is a motherfucking civil rights attorney. Civil rights. That's it. That's it. Civil rights. You know the man that defended OJ? He was no damn civil rights attorney. See, there's different areas of being an attorney. Ben Crump goes after civil suits. He files for the city to settle money. Money. Not about human rights, civil rights. God forbid we talk about human rights. It's inhumane to kill that many people anywhere in the world and get away with it. Unless these people are what? Watch this. Civilly dead. Anyway, they're dead in the view of the law, the condition of one who has lost all their civil rights. See, black, according to science, means death, family. Where my camera at? I'm turning this shit on. Black, according to science, means death. Black codes. Black, according to science, means death. What science am I talking about? Political science and social science. Sandra Bland, George Floyd, all civil cases. You don't believe me? Watch this. Watch this. I ain't gonna make it up. Ben Crump, that nigga there for everybody. Everybody. Case. Watch this. Let's look it up. Eric Gardner. And again, God bless the souls of all these individuals. Bless their soul. They got the picture of the brother on Wikipedia. Why didn't they put a picture of him just being regular with his kids or something? Look at this shit. The medical examiner ruled the death a homicide. According to the medical examiner's definition, a homicide is a death caused by intentional action of another person. Specifically, an autopsy indicate that Garner's death resulted from compression to the neck, compression to the chest, prone positioning during physical restraint by police. Asthma, heart disease, and obesity were cited as contribution factors. Watch this. Let's get to the remedy. Did I see it already? think I saw it somewhere. Here it is right here. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. October of 14, Garner's family stated that their intent filed for wrongful death lawsuit of City of New York, the police department, and several police officers seeking $75 million in damages. The parties reached a $5.9 million out of court. They never went to fucking court for Eric Garner's death. It was civil suit. Civil. Anybody going to jail? Anybody going to no jail? Anybody going to jail? How much money y'all want? How much money do you? Okay, stop crying. Stop. Shut up. Quit crying. We'll pay for the funeral. Nice casket, gangster lean. We'll pay for the whole parade. How much money y'all want? 75 million. We'll give y'all 5.9 and get the fuck out of our face. And matter of fact, we want go on for these $5.9 million. We want y'all to take y'all black ass on TV and apologize and tell everybody that y'all forgive us. And ain't now picture you seen nobody mama making that last apologetic, we forgive y'all speech. Ain't nobody crying no more. I bet you can't find a picture of anybody crying. Eric Gardner, George Floyd, Sandra Bland, anybody family. In the beginning, everybody crying. Lawsuit take 2, 3, 4, 5 damn years. Everybody tired. They're tired of crying. And then they got 5 million coming too. The day they get up there in front of the news media and they say, we forgive y'all. Like some crazy coons. We forgive y'all. And they get that $5.9 million check as soon as they get off the damn podium. This shit said it never went to court. It was an out-of-court settlement. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Right there. Right there. She previously rejected the $5 million settlement offer. Previously. But they took that shit. They took it. They took it. Out of court. It never went to court. A fucking civil suit. Negroes get injured, wrongful death, if the master happens to cause harm or death to the slave. It's not the master's fault. He was trying to correct the nigga's behavior. They wouldn't cooperate. He didn't put his hands up. He thought it was a goddamn crayon. He said it was black. He was out of his mind. I was scared for my life. I was fearing. Why did you shoot him? I don't know. I was scared. This big black nigga. Whatever they got to say. Whatever they got to say. Whatever they got to say. But the gig is they never go after a human rights violation. So while we protesting human rights violation, human rights, when you start screaming human rights violation, you get the attention. Let me show you the attention you get. You get their attention then. Oh, y'all can't see it. Hold on. This is the attention you get then. When you start screaming about human rights violation, the United Nations, who y'all violating? And see, the United Nations actually probably be asking the fucking question. Who got shot in America today? Some black man. What's a black man? The dark-skinned people with no nationality just running around calling themselves. They still think they're Negro. See, the United Nations deal with nations. They deal with individuals who have nationalities. So when the Morris Science Temple asks you, what's your nationality? Islam, Mo. What's your nationality? I'm black. You can never take a seat at the United Nations table. United Nations, there's a chair with cobwebs on it. They're waiting for the so-called Negroes in America to stand up and say who they are and take a seat at the damn table. And then we can tell the United Nations everything they've been doing to us for the last 400 years and who been doing it. And we got pictures. We got pictures of white men standing behind niggas in trees, and they fighting to get into the picture they fighting to get on the ground with a nigga lynching behind them. We got pictures. We got evidence. We got records of unpaid wages for years. We have records. We have movies. We can show you the movie where they made us work and then pay us, not even the fucking movie either. But we never talk about human rights because niggas don't know how to talk about human rights. Niggas talk about civil rights because they civilly dead. They suffer from a condition called psychonegrosses. And for those of y'all who are just joining me, welcome. Welcome. Let me pull this up one more time. One more time for y'all. Eric, because I'm about to wrap it up. Psychonegrosses. Why do our people constantly go after civil rights and not human rights? We are humans. Last time I checked, we are the real human because our people collectively suffer from a condition called psychonegrosses. It's a mental disorder affecting the spirit, the personality, the motives, the actions of Negroes who have failed to rid themselves of the psychological ills they have occurred from their collective experience with foreigners, marked by, here's some clues, these late night commercials come on TV. Do you suffer from insomnia? Do you cannot sleep? Listen to the conditions because you might have it. Listen to me. This is a hint if you have psychonegrosses. I'm not talking about cognitive dissonance. Psychonegrosses. Symptoms may occur. Distorted ideals of self. Know thyself. I'm black. I'm black. Distorted ideas of who you are is a condition of psychonegrosses. And others. Psychonegrosses results in unnatural patterns of perceptions. Well, I'm black because, Osiris was black and the ancient black man and the black man and the black and the bliggity black and the black and the bliggity black. Logics, thought, speech, behaviors, emotional expression. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. This is conditions and is accompanied by various other unnatural dispositive manifestations, such as, but not limited to, self group depreciation, and they're champions of non black ideas and conversations to non black religions, and xenophilia. A condition is unnatural self group depreciation. Why don't we all get together and buy some land? I ain't hanging with them niggas, man. Niggas be stealing. I ain't got time to be. I'm just stay out the way, bro. I'm be by myself. I ain't got time for that, bro. I ain't trying to join no organization. I ain't got time to be going. Ain't got time for nothing. This is a condition called psychonegrosses, family. Psychonegrosses. Slave codes, part 1. I will do a 5-part series. Be sure to tap in this Friday. I got the Moors going in this Friday. We're talking about law and remedy. We're not trying to recruit. No, I'm not all. Listen, I'm giving remedy. I'm not on no fruit shit. I'm not here to entertain y'all. Y'all already know. Get your pen and your pad. Get your pen and your pad. Take notes. Go do your own research. Don't believe nothing I said tonight. Go look it up. By you looking it up, it becomes something you know, not something you heard. And that's called education to pull out what's in Idiku. All right. Once again, I am your boy, the misinformation. If you feel so gracious to drop a donation, I appreciate it. If not, it's all good because I'm gonna be here any fucking way. I'm gonna keep rocking, baby. I'm gonna keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Holla at me. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page if you like what you've seen tonight. Hey, share it. It's gonna get bigger and better. Somebody called my page trash on Instagram the other night. As a matter of fact, let me go on Instagram right now. Since we don't did all the work. And now Instagram, the mugs who didn't come rock with me on Instagram, about to get the last little taste of what they should have got at first. Now my Instagram is on, my Facebook is on, my YouTube. You can't see my. I'm pointing like y'all can see my damn desk, but you can't see my desk. So, now that my Instagram is on, but we get up out of here one more time, just as a reminder. October the let me take this. Hold on, give me a second. And my phone about to die. Lord have mercy, help me. Help me, Lord, time of need. All y'all on Instagram right now. I have my Instagram on for maybe like not even a minute. 13, 14 people tapping in on my Instagram. Let me show y'all something, Instagram. All my IG followers. I'm on YouTube. You see this? I'm live on YouTube. So if you're not on my YouTube right now, you are wrong. You are absolutely wrong. All 12 of y'all, I'm calling you out. Click the link in my bio. Come join me on YouTube. Tone DC said he on both. Tone DC said I'm on both. I'm on IG and you got there YouTube. Shouts out to my boy Tone DC, man. That's what it is, brother. So listen, October 7th, right here in Atlanta, Georgia, man, it's going down like a prom dress. Big. Let's go big. Let's go so big with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Gratitude to all. Appreciate y'all, man. That is my time.
From somewhere. Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
Minister of Information.
Minister.
Did you wake me up?
Minister.
Did you wake me up?
Minister.
Why did you wake me up?
Minister. Wake up.
Minister. Minister of Information. All I'm offering is the truth. Minister.
The minister's.
I want the truth!
The minister.
You can't handle the truth.
M.O.I.
Minister.
Without knowledge of self.
Minister.
Minister of Information.
M.O.I.
Who taught you to hate yourself?
1,000 ministers.
M.O.I. podcast.